My name is Rekha and I work as Digital Transformation Leader at Tonkin Taylor. I think sustainability for us is really a verb, and we really believe in that action. When we were kind of nominated for sustainability by technology, this is what we practice in Tonkin Taylor. And our team has been doing that, and we've got a history. We have been in this business for past 60 years, and we've got so many examples where we have been providing technology solutions for good and providing sustainability through technology. Our client had a problem around catchment risk, and that's when our teams came together. A person from Catchment water team with a digital person coming together and kind of creating a digital solution for our client, which will help in solving and providing much more efficiency and doing things differently to what the client had been doing before, which added a lot of value.
My name is Chris Shanks and I'm an environmental scientist at Tonkin Taylor. Back in 2016 in Havelock North there was an outbreak of Campylobacter that happened in a water supply, a drinking water supply. That outbreak sparked a government inquiry and has sparked a whole bunch of regulatory change around how we're viewing and complying with drinking water standards and how we're looking at drinking water in the process of determining risk for drinking water. And so out of that process, the client kind of came to us with a problem with a bunch of groundwater sources for which they hadn't got a really good understanding of what was happening in the catchment. And with the regulatory reform, there's going to be a whole bunch of emphasis put on understanding what's happening in the catchment to kind of determine what risks there are to that source before it even gets into the pipework and treatment plants and that sort of stuff. So really putting some onus on source risk. Once we looked at where the groundwater was coming from, some of the source areas are huge, like square kilometres of source area, and activities in that source area that could be really posing a risk. We developed a tool that basically layers up all of that information in real time. It's got live data coming in from all of the information sources, measures that against where the vulnerabilities are in the aquifer and how close they are to those bore fields, and spits out kind of a screening risk score that allows a water supplier, somebody who's trying to make decisions about this stuff, prioritising risk and prioritising further assessments, to quickly determine which contaminant sources are a risk and which ones should be focused on kind of understanding more about or sort of addressing, mitigating, and which ones aren't, which ones kind of are relatively low priority, because it's not always obvious. And so yeah, we've got a tool that kind of essentially does that at a screening level.
My name is Andy Thomas. I'm a geospatial specialist with Tonkin Taylor. Chris approached me shortly after I started at Tonkin Taylor to describe a risk assessment methodology they were using for groundwater catchments, and expressed an interest in seeing if GIS or geographic information systems could help with the problem, and that's where I got involved. The problem is that to do the analysis it requires layering huge amounts of information. To do it in a form-based or a spreadsheet or report-based way is just incredibly time intensive and inefficient. So by using a map-based approach, it allows you to layer all these different sources of information, quickly get spatial results efficiently, and allow it to be updated in near real time. The GIS people, we often sort of exist in our own little bubble and no one actually knows what we do. They think we're just the mad people who make the maps in the basement. But this was an example where I actually got to work closely with another discipline and actually solve a really complex problem in a really sophisticated and elegant way, rather than just sit in the basement making a paper map of it. So we were really proud when we heard we were nominated for this award. I think it reflects a lot of the hard work and the ups and downs that we've gone through over the last few years getting this web-based map tool ready. So we're very excited for the award event in November, and I think we both hope that we win it.